I'm just continuing that. It's about my kidnapping and them calling the Nazis names, and here they recovered artwork, they're saying, stolen by the Nazis, they say. Okay, here's my Aunt George O'Keeffe. I think most people would know who O'Keeffe is, but you might not know who her sister married. Her sister's my mom, Claudia Ruth O'Keeffe. This is Georgia, the second here. This is my mom, the baby, Claudia Ruth. And this is the Pierce O'Keeffe, Catherine Mary Shortall from Ireland. And you get on over here, George Victor Toto and Isabel from Hungary and Holland. And they came to the United States, and they had Francis Galactus, and he would be my grandfather. And my grandmother would be Ida. So I'm saying that because in here I want you to take note of what they've done. I want to mention this right here too, that if, in case you can't connect it, perhaps it would be nice if someone went back on the tapes and videos I've done prior and take the time to put it together. You never know. Anyway, this is what I feel is a mind control murder. I've written about them, and I found out about my kidnapping. I was flown out to Flint. Because he was shot in Atlanta while I was doing the book Marietta. He was actually shot in Lawrenceville, March the 6th of 78. And the person that programmed him was programmed to shoot him. And it was done in patterns, all these murders that I've spoken of. The Hoffman here, Philip Seymour Hoffman. You can induce, when you've programmed someone, or you place them under mind control, you can use an illness that you've created or one that this person has had an addiction like he had, and you can make them start all over again, and they don't even know it. You can make them under mind control, put a needle in their arm. You can do anything, make it look like suicide. You can make someone go out and murder, like the murders with the Tucson, Arizona, and Gabby Gifford and the Congress lady, and her husband was Mark, a twin, and Scott, a twin, NASA astronauts. And you've got James Holmes of the Aurora, Colorado shooting, and he was under mind control. They got him locked up in a mental health unit, calling it schizophrenic, paranoid, treating him for an illness he doesn't have. And that's torture, and that's sick and beyond any, I don't know that there's a word for it. So now that I've shown you that, and I wanted to, I hope I get this in. I was listening to Elizabeth, and she's illegal. She's spending my money while I have lived a life of sheer hell over here in this country. She spent my money. She was a traitor to Great Britain. Her father signed illegal treaties allowing United States military all over British soil. And that's what happened. They gained a foothold there, took everything British. His own brother helped do all this. Everything British. And then my family are also the king and queens of Norway, Sweden, Denmark, the Netherlands, although the queen that just abdicated and gave it to her son, I'm going to turn this around, Beatrix of the Netherlands, she and Elizabeth, the illegal, she's not the Queen of England, they and Charles are part of the New World Order. The people that kidnapped me, what kind of family? I have to ask, if this has happened to you, This was all stolen. This is part of your family. And the only thing they've done is kept stealing and killing, um, and watching me suffer and my sons, and watching what's been done to me in this country, if not helping. Because Elizabeth came through Virginia while I was living on top of the Appalachian Trail, starving and freezing when the Virginia Tech shootings happened, April the 16th, 07, a mind control shooting. Now, the state of Virginia paid Elizabeth to come to the state. They paid her. They've had me here beating the hell out of me, this country has, but here in Virginia since '06, I try to leave, and I can't put all this in one tape and make it make sense. They have done nothing but torture me from the day that I was dropped off in Moulton, Alabama in '41. So you talk about a family that's renowned, and Elizabeth that everybody loves, and Philip. I don't know, maybe you better turn the cameras and show the truth for once. They're illegal. What they've done to me and my sons, what they did to the King, Edward VIII, the real one, and my mom, Claudia Ruth, from America. They kidnapped me. My mother and father loved me. They took my father's name. They gave it to, that he married Wallace Simpson when it was a double. I mean, you would think somewhere that the media, even though they're controlled by the Rockefellers and Rothschilds, the people that did it to me, you would think someone would have cared to tell the truth instead of making up more lies and torturing me. Now, mental illness has been used throughout this. I want to focus on Philip. You would think Philip, I'm not talking about the one I grew up with thinking he was a half-brother. In reality, both of us were kidnapped and put there. I don't know who Philip's father is. I would think it's the assistant FBI director under Hoover, Sullivan or O'Sullivan, and he was later shot and killed himself on some kind of hunt or something in the Carolinas, I believe. Anyway, he was shot and killed. But Philip was brought there and put with me, kidnapped, and he grew up and they got him in law enforcement. So anyway, I wanted to focus back on this is Philip of Edinburgh, illegal title. His mother, this is Elizabeth's mother-in-law, Princess Alice. And they say she had the personal courage to protect a Jewish family during the war. Well, they were all busy, her family later anyway, in continuing what has been done to me. And the Jews helped do this to me here in this country. And by the way, the Rockefellers and Rothschilds are Jews. And the treaties that came about that gave stuff to the Jews, and it gets to be a hideous mess if the truth's told. The torture they've done to me and my sons is unreal. And to the British, how dare they? They're going to celebrate Philip and Elizabeth in France D-Day. Do you know 2 years ago, they had me up against, in a low-income housing, HUD. They made a pauper out of me. Most of the time, I haven't even had a place to live. Lived on the trail, froze, starved. Anyway, in July of 11, I was moved into a HUD, low income, like village there, and gassed. I had been gassed every step of the way. Everywhere I tried to get a place to live, etc. And this really happened, yes. But during that time of July the 4th, I moved in on the 1st of 11. Guess where they put me? Up next to the War Memorial in Bedford that Tom Hanks is so happy about and made heroes of everybody. You got the British flag up against or with the American flying, which is untrue. The British citizens have been done in, really they have. Sold out. So my flag is flying